飯祐介。霊界探偵としての初指令を言い渡す。生き返れるんだから断る理由はないだろう。
強くなるんだよ祐介。みんなを守るためにな。
お前たち人間界の存亡は高い。
What's good, YouTube? Freedom Mouth Productions here, and today I want to do a quick review on Netflix's live-action Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, I'm a big fan of Yu Hakusho. I got the anime on DVD. I done had it for years. I first got into the anime like in the early 2000s. I ain't watching it in the 90s when it first came out. I got into like anime later on in life, like in the early 2000s. That's when I really started getting into anime. And that's when I ran across Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, I know that the live action cannot be just like the manga or just like the anime. I get that. Live action is always going to be different. So I'm not going to be one of these people that paint by the numbers that I want it to be exactly like the anime or exactly like the manga. I'm already okay with that. Okay? But, so I just want that to be out there. But there are a lot of big differences from this and anime. And some are good and some are bad. But pretty much we have Yusuke Urameshi. Well, we know the story. If you're watching this, we already know the story because I don't want to go through it. This is an old anime. If you ain't watched it by now, it's whatever at this point. But I think Yusuke, the live action. Well, first let me go into the anime version. The anime version of Yusuke, he's not a bad guy. He just has a hard head. He's like a hard head. A lot of people call him delinquent because he don't like school like that. He skips school. He talks back. He's vulgar. You know, he likes to curse and stuff like that. And he's a good fighter. He doesn't back down for a fight for no reason. He will fight you, and he's most likely going to win every time. So, you know, he has his school rivals like Kuwabara. Kuwabara doesn't go to his school. He goes to another school. But that's like one of his quote-unquote rivals, even though Kuwabara will get his butt kicked every time. But in this one, they kind of changed Urameshi's, they changed his attitude a little bit. This Urameshi in the live action, he's more serious. Like the anime version, he's more goofy. He's more of a goofball, and he's a little more vulgar. This one, he's a little more serious. They got him smoking, which kind of threw me off because Urameshi's not a smoker. There's a lot of smokers in the anime, but Urameshi's not one of them. But I guess that they wanted to show this whole delinquent side of him, and of course, you know, all the bad boys smoke, right? So they got him smoking, and in this one, he's not cracking jokes as much, you know, but he has the attitude. And I like this character. I like the actor who plays Urameshi. He's not bad. He does a good job. And I could see past those differences, you know, with Urameshi. And then you have Kuwabara. For some reason, they made Kuwabara blonde. I think in the animation, he's like a redhead, right? He has like red or orange hair. But they made him blonde in the live action for some reason. I guess it just looks better, like so he won't contrast with Kurama. I'm guessing that's why I did, because Kurama has like red hair too. But I think Kurama hair was more kind of pinkish in the anime, if I'm not mistaken. But Kuwabara character was cool. He was kind of a goofball. And Kuwabara was one of my favorite characters from Yu Yu Hakusho. I love Kuwabara. This Kuwabara live action, he's a little less goofy, but I think the actor who played him did a pretty good job. I didn't mind him at all. They changed up a lot, but we won't get to that. Kurama was cool. I like the Kurama actor. I thought he did a pretty good job. He was cool. And the Hiei character, I think the actor who played Hiei, his fight scenes were great. And that's another thing I want to talk to. The fight scenes are awesome in this series. Like the first 3 episodes, I think had some of the best fight scenes. Like episode 1, 2, and 3, fight scenes were fire. Even though I did like the ones towards the end, but they were more special effects based. Like, you have a lot of CGI, but the first 3 episodes were more practical, and those fight scenes were fire. And I don't know who these stunt people are, but the first 3 episodes, those stuntmen were taking hits, man. They were ramming themselves into a wall, getting their face planted in concrete, and that was real. That was practical. There wasn't no special effects. These stuntmen were getting bent. And I'm like, whoever these stuntmen are, they were blowing me away. I'm like, I hope they got paid, man, because they really put their bodies on the line for this show. So, man, kudos to the stuntmen out there, man. They did great. And the first 3 episodes fight scenes were great. I loved them. They kind of, like I said, the 4th and 5th were cool, but it's more CGI, and you could tell, and it wasn't as good, in my opinion, as episode 1, 2, and 3, or especially episode 1 and 2. But the Hiei character, like I said, he was good at fight scenes. I liked his fight scenes, but I don't know, man. I just didn't believe him as Hiei. I couldn't see Hiei in him, man. I did not see Hiei. The Kuwabara character grew on me the more I watched him, and I figured that would probably happen. But when I first seen the still pictures of Kuwabara, I'm like, he don't look like no Kuwabara. I don't think I like him. But as the show progressed, I was like, okay, he's cool, By far, I think my favorite character was Urameshi. I think the actor did great with him. But the Hiei character, not saying the actor was bad. I don't know, man. For some reason, every time I seen him, I'm like, it didn't feel like Hiei to me. I did not see Hiei. But let's get to those some positive things I like. I did like the fight scenes. I love the stunt work. They actually played the opening music. I don't know if you guys caught the Easter egg, but like at the beginning of the series, the little driver in the truck who eventually ran over Hiei, not Hiei, but Yusuke. He was bumping the opening music for the animated series, and oh man, I loved it, man. And they actually played it again later on when he was in a ramen shop. I think they were playing it again on the radio. So that was a cool Easter egg. I'm pretty sure a lot of people picked up on it. But yeah, that was great. And yeah, the thing. Now let me get to something that I thought they dropped the ball on a little bit, and not to shit on the series. I thought the series was okay. Don't get me wrong. I thought the series was fine. So I'm not shitting on the series. I'm not here to bash the series. I'm not going to do that. I thought the series was okay, but I think the last 2 episodes they really dropped the ball, and they could have did something special with Yu Yu Hakusho. Something like the One Piece they did in One Piece, but they kind of dropped the ball here on Yu Yu Hakusho. Even though I did enjoy it. Let me put that out there. I did enjoy it. But the last 2 episodes, they really kind of dropped the ball. Because the thing is, I know they can't adapt the anime or the manga exactly. I know that. I said it earlier. But they cut so much out. There was so much character building that they cut out. They could have left in that by the time we get to the end of the series, you really don't care for these characters. And you don't buy into their friendship. I didn't buy into it. Like, I'm supposed to care about Yusuke, Kurama, Hiei, Kuwabara. I'm supposed to care about their friendship. So when they're fighting and one of them like gets killed or is like on death's door, it's like you're supposed to care. Like when they're seeing one of their friends and fellow teammate get hurt, you want to feel that rage in them, like, oh man, you're hurting the homie. But I'm like, these guys just met. They really had no interactions with each other like that. Like they didn't have no bonding time like that. It's just like they meet and right away, boom, we going to the dark tournament. And speaking of a dark tournament, there wasn't even a dark tournament. they cut out the entire Dark Tournament, which was one of the best anime arcs of all time. How can you cut out the Dark Tournament? And that was a huge red flag for me. Huge red flag. That you cut out the Dark Tournament and you cut out all this world building for Yu Yu Hakusho. Because Dark Tournament was huge world building, huge character building. You cut all that out. Like, Genkai's death supposed to mean something to these characters. But we meet Genkai, like in what, episode 3, I think? And she's only on camera for like, what, 15, 20 minutes? And she dies, and we're supposed to care? Why? We spent no time with this woman. There's no bonding with her. There's really no character development with her and Yusuke. Yusuke looks at her like his grandmother, like a parent figure. That's how much Yusuke loved this woman. And not only Yusuke, but the rest of the gang, because she spent time with the rest of the groups. She spent time with Kuwabara and Hiei and Kurama, and she spent time with them. They had bonding time. They fought with demons with each other, and then they all looked at her as like a mother figure. So when you find out Toguro killed her during the Dark Tournament, it meant something. Like, all of them were pissed, and you seen the hurt because they built a bond with this woman. And here, she never even meets EA. She never meets Kurama. Only person she meets really is Yusuke and Kuwabara, and their little. The time they supposed to spend with her, I think they said they spent posted like 20, 30 days with her, but we ain't see it. They kind of just like, oh, day 1, day 2, day 20. Okay, here, take this spirit egg and use your powers for great, and that's it. Then the next scene, oh, she's dead, and we're supposed to be crying for this. There's no bond. There's no connection there, cause you cut out all the growth, the character growth that we never got, that they did so well on the anime. But you cut all that out. You cut out the Dark Tournament. The Dark Tournament itself should have just been season 2. All of season 2. Season 1 should have been working your way up to the Dark Tournament. You should have had the group going on adventures with each other, fighting different demons, fighting each other, getting each other respect. Spitting. Sorry. Getting each other respect. Hold up. And that's something that I think they dropped the ball on big time. Cause I don't see if people, if they never watch Yu Yu Hakusho, I don't think they'll get it. I don't think they'll connect to it. See, I connect to it because I know who the characters are and what they could have been in this live action. So I'm already connected to the characters because, you know, this is one of my favorite animes of all time. And of course, I know I've been knowing about these characters for like over 20 years now. But somebody who's freshly getting into Yu Yu Hakusho, I don't think they would get it. I don't think they will understand it. I think they'd be like, I have no connection to these people. I have no connection to these characters. There's no character development. I'm not buying into their friendship. Why should I care about Genkai's death, this old woman's death? We don't know this woman. And why would Urameshi care? He just met this woman. As far as they could tell, he only knows this woman for like 5 minutes. You know? Why are we supposed to care about her death? That they trying to keep it from Urameshi and Kuwabara. And then Urameshi, like, you know what I'm saying, keep saying my master, but like they never showed them really bonding. Like the whole time she's even training him, she's just talking shit to him and saying that he need to quit and go home. And then when he finally got serious, she was just like, okay, cool, here, take the spirit egg, and you know, good luck out there, pretty much. And that's it. That's why when Toguro killed her, felt nothing. So I think they dropped the ball heavy on that. And that's something One Piece got good. The One Piece live action got good because even though they cut a lot of stuff out from the anime and the manga, They condensed a lot of things. One thing they got right was with the team bonding. That's one thing that they kept the heart of One Piece was you believe the friendship because they made sure that Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp, they made sure that the one thing they were going to get right was this friendship, this bond that they're building with each other, these adventures they're going on with each other, that they're experiencing things with each other, character growth for each character, like with Nami and Zoro and Usopp, they have this character growth, and you see their friendships bonding, them coming together, and you believe it. So when something's happening to one of them, you're like, oh man, this is kind of deep, you know. So they kept the heart of One Piece, even though they cut a lot of stuff out to condense it for time, because One Piece is like one of the longest running mangas ever, and you can't adapt all of it. But they kept that, and I think that was part of the heart of Yu Yu Hakusho was the friendships, and here they kind of skipped over the friendships to get straight to the action. And I love the action, and the action was great. But still, what made the show great is the bonds that they build going along the adventure. You know, it's not the adventure itself; it's the journey. And it seemed like they skipped the journey; they get straight into the adventure, and that kind of lost some of the soul of what Yu Yu Hakusho is supposed to be. And it's sad because I think this could have been up there. This could have been great if they could have just made the first season the build up to the Dark Tournament. Instead of just skipping the Dark Tournament altogether, they could have just had the whole build up and build these characters up together, give them some time to grow and get to know each other. I know it sounds like I'm ranting, but I just think it's a real big missed opportunity that they could have did here. And I don't know how non-Yu Yu Hakusho fans will feel about this show, because I want the show to succeed. I want them to have a season 2, but I don't know if this is going to be possible. I don't know how people are going to react to it. Of course, Yu Yu Hakusho fans who already love the manga and anime most likely going to like this too. But I don't know how non-manga and anime watchers and readers are going to feel about it, you know? And I want the show to succeed, man. I don't want to hate on the show. I don't want people to hate on it. You know, I like to see stuff that I like succeed, man. And yeah, that's what the whole Genkai thing. They dropped the ball on that. They dropped the ball on the friendship thing, the Toguro thing. I think they dropped the ball on Toguro. He's a villain that shows up. They changed his backstory, which is fine. I get it. You can change the backstory, but you did it at the expense of the Dark Tournament. Got rid of that, so his backstory kind of made no sense. It was weird, and you felt nothing at the end when Toguro meets Genkai, like in the spirit world. It meant nothing. Toguro just came off as an asshole, but like if you watch the anime, he felt more sympathetic towards the end. It was more sympathetic towards the end when he finally meets Genkai again, and that like he had a plan this whole time. It wasn't just to go out and just start killing and massacring or whatever. He had a plan, and his backstory, his backstory of Genkai was a lot more deeper. And this, it meant nothing. Like I felt nothing, like nothing I'm supposed to felt like I did in the anime. So it's that, and they cut some characters out too. I was disappointed in. They cut Kuwabaro's sister out, and she's supposed to be an integral part of the group. She's the cigarette smoker. She's the one. She's the smart mouth. She's the one that keeps Kuwabaro in check, and she's the other feminine energy we needed in the group. She was the other part besides Urameshi's girl. She was the other integral feminine energy we needed in the group, right? And they just totally cut her out, period. And I don't remember them. It's been years since I watched the first season of Yu Yu Hakusho. It's been years, but I do not remember them having that big ass sinkhole in the middle of the city. They didn't have that, right? Because I'm racking my brain as I'm watching the show. I'm like, man, it's been so long. It's been years and years and years since I watched the first season of Yu Yu Hakusho. But I have it on DVD, but you know, that's not something I just pull out and just watch all the time. I ain't watched it probably like over 10 years. But every once in a while, you know, I go on YouTube. I just watch clips of different stuff when I'm bored. But yeah, just me sitting down, watching the first season of Yu Hakusho. I ain't did that in over 10 some years. So I'm still trying to wrap my memory about like everything that happened. Because I don't think the sinkhole was part of the storyline at all. So that's kind of weird. And they skipped a lot of stuff with Kuwabara. They gave Kuwabara an upgrade already. He's already using the spirit sword. Like the final form of the spirit sword, to where he can cut like through dimensions and stuff. Because at first Kuwabara needed a stick to activate the spirit sword. But then he figured out, and that's like seasons later, he figured out he could use the spirit sword just without holding a stick in his hand. He could just have like the ultimate version. And they just skipped to that right away. And then he really didn't do nothing with it. Kuwabara really didn't do nothing. He did more in the anime. I know Kuwabara was kind of a comic relief, but Kuwabara was still a fighter. And he contributed. He did defeat some people. And he was a big part of the group. Here, he really didn't do nothing. And they gave him a power up, and he really didn't do nothing with it. So it was kind of pointless. And see, and the thing is with me, I don't know where they could take this. They combined it so many seasons together and cut out so much integral stuff, like stuff that's supposed to be so important later on. They just skipped right away. So I don't know where they could take this. I really don't know. Because I don't see where they can go with season 2. Well, I know where they can go with it, but they didn't cut so much out. Would it even make sense? I don't know, man. And I heard that the author, he wasn't an executive producer or nothing on the show, but that he had some insight on the series. So he has some insight on the series. But I don't know how much. And telling from the last 2 episodes, probably not a lot. And you know, he's been sick a lot too. We're still waiting for Hunter x Hunter to be done, you know. So I don't know how much influence he had over it. It don't seem like a lot. Unlike Oda, you know, Oda, he was like, I think he was like an executive producer over the Netflix One Piece. So that's why people gravitated more to that, and you know, because Oda had his thumb in it, had his thumb on it. I'm sorry, pause. Had his thumb on it. But I don't want to just shit on the show, because when they did good, man. And I think the first 3 episodes were like the best episodes for me, especially 1 and 2 really had me excited. Like I said before, man, I think the actors did well. I think the choreography was good, you know, with the fights, and I think the stuntmen were great. And I enjoyed the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack was lit. So it wasn't all bad, man. It's just that once you know the anime and the manga and who these characters are and what they could have been for the live action, because I want more people to get into Yu Hakusho. I want this to get bigger. Hopefully they can bring back the anime, you know, like they did Hunter x Hunter. Bring Yu Hakusho back with some new animation, put them on new adventures and stuff like that. I would love to see that. So I want the fan base to get bigger, you know. But yeah, man, it's some more stuff I could talk about, like Hiei. We never got to the backstory of Hiei. We never felt that connection with him and his sister. They kind of just threw that out the window. What was Hiei's driving force, and the importance of the black dragon flame that he used. All that kind of they just skipped it. And Hiei and Urameshi, Hiei and Yusuke, man, they had like a Vegeta / Goku type love-hate relationship, and in this one you really don't see that. You don't see that at all. and that was like a big part of Yu Hakusho. That these two super strong characters, kind of going back and forth off each other. You know what I'm saying? And that just wasn't there in this. But yeah, man. Overall, man, if I had to grade this, Yu Hakusho 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 spirit guns. I would give this. I would give this I don't know, 6.5 spirit guns. 6.5 spirit guns. They had me in episode 1, 2, and 3, but 4 and 5 kind of they lost me. They kind of lost me 4 and 5 a little bit. But what was great, the good parts that was good, it was good, man. And I like the actress, man. I thought the actress did a great job, and I would like to see a season 2. Hopefully they get a season 2. Hopefully they could put some new people, get a new showrunner or something. Get some new people on here. Maybe make the author an executive producer, give him more to do or more input on if they decide to do a season 2, so that way they incorporate more, with these characters, and take your time. You ain't gotta rush. They super rushed it. Like Yu Yu Hakusho is already a short. It's already a short manga, a short anime, so you don't have to rush things. You can take your time with it. It's not like One Piece where it's over 1,000 some chapters and still ongoing. This is basically a really short series, so you don't have to rush it. You don't have to condense it all in one season. But with that being said, man, you guys, let me know what you think about Yu Yu Hakusho, man. Was it everything you was expecting? Did you not like it? Did you like some of the changes they did? Did you hate some of the changes they did? What do you feel about the actors? What do you think about some of the things I said? Do you think that we really lost some of the team bonding and character development with a lot of these characters? And did you care about these characters at all, really? And what do you think about the action, the fight scenes, and the good stunt work, man? Give it to the stunt man. And yeah, man, overall, do you want a season 2? And what would you rate this show? Out of 10 spirit guns, what would you rate it? All right, man. This is Freedom Mouth Productions, man. Man, subscribe to the channel, man. Yeah, man. Thumbs up the video, man, and just comment something, man. Let me know what's going on. And yeah, man. Like always, man. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, man.